Once upon a time, a boy loved a girl. He saw her from across the market square every morning on his way to work. But the girl never really noticed him. He loved her so very much. From the very first time that he saw her, he wanted to buy her all the prettiest things he could find. But he didn't have a spare penny. He had to work from the time the sun rose to the time it set, almost every single day, to help his family. As the girl's birthday approached, the boy had to think about what he could get her. On his way home from work every night, the moon would shine on the world's most beautiful diamond in a jeweller's nearby. Oh, how he longed to buy it for her, but he hadn't a hope of ever being able to afford it. As he rounded the top of the lane on which he and his family lived, he passed a leathersmith's that had coats with the finest furs. Oh, they were stunning, and they would have made the girl even more beautiful. But he couldn't afford those either. Then right opposite his house was the finest chocolatiers in all the land. Every day as he took his boots off after a long, hard day's work, catching his breath from all the hard work, he'd look across at the tantalizing treats. Even if he worked for a full month, he could still only afford maybe half a box of chocolates. And half a box of chocolates certainly wasn't the right gift for such a pretty girl. The boy had a little sister who was blind since birth, and on his rare days off, he would bring her up to the hilltop and describe the sunset. Oh, she loved to hear about the glittering rays of the sun stretching out like golden fingers and landing on the silver sea below. The boy's sister exclaimed that the way he described it, it must be the most beautiful sight that he had ever seen. She turned her face to her brother and whispered, "This is what you must give the girl, the gift of the most beautiful sunset." And so the boy had to think about how he would give the girl the view of the most beautiful sunset he had ever seen. The sun rose on the pretty girl's birthday, but he still hadn't solved the riddle. And then it came to him. In the village, a little old lady sold snow globes of the area. So the boy ran to her stall, and he quickly asked her for a snow globe in exchange for any labour that he could do. But the lady just laughed and said that her house was in order, so she didn't need any help there, and that the stall just ran itself. But then a terrible shadow cast its sadness across the boy's face, and the lady saw it and she took pity on him. So she reached under the stall, and out she picked a little globe that had a view of the most beautiful sunset, and she gave it as a gift to him. Oh, he was so excited, and he thanked the lady, and he ran as quickly as he could to the girl's house. He was so giddy and excited that he didn't spot the loose chipped stone on the cobbles, and he fell with a thud. And then rolling out in front of him and landing with a thud was the globe, and out spilled all of the water. Desperate, the boy ran to the stream that went all the way through the village, and he quickly tried to suck up as much water into it as he could. Then he noticed that some gold had gone all the way along the stream, and it had quickly got sucked into the snow globe. The boy couldn't believe his eyes, and when he tipped the snow globe to and fro, it looked just like the beautiful sunset. You know, it was even better than before. So he took the snow globe to the girl's house and he knocked on the door. She opened it, surprised to see the boy, whose name she didn't know yet. He bent down on one knee and he held up the globe in front of her. He told her how he loved her since the first day that he saw her, and that this was the most beautiful gift that he could get. The girl took